So welcome to my stream today. I am not going to have the camera on because I just got the computer back from the repair shop. My son and I set it up, and there was a lot of stuff to screw with here. My apologies to everyone for my absence. It was unavoidable. I've been having these.
Welcome to my channel.
Hi, welcome. I've been having these issues for 9 months off and on, and I have tried everything myself to try to fix them. The computer shop was fairly ripping their hair out themselves. They thought they had it settled, and then turned out they didn't. What the problem was there is a cable that hooks from the modern graphic cards into your motherboard, and that cable was what was causing my issues. Now, we will be playtesting this weekend. I did tell the computer shop that if it happens again over this weekend, I will be sending it back. They were really, really wonderful about it. They really were, and I appreciate it. So that's our pregame chatter. I am back, and I do appreciate your patience. Thank you for everyone who has stuck with me through all of this absolute nonsense. Let's see if the stream holds today. I did set the settings back up, by the way. So if we drop the stream, I will have to set those back down, actually.
Divine Demon Dragon. Welcome to my channel.
Hi, welcome. So let's get back into our game, shall we? After all, that's what we're here for. And I will get this stuff with the camera settled around so that you will see me again this weekend for the Garb streams of Tyranny. And also, but before I get started, I have several new followers in YouTube. I have a new one in Kick, and I would like to welcome everyone to my channel. Maybe it's me, but that seems much sharper than it was before. So let's see where we were, by the way. I really have not had time to. I didn't know if I was going to get my computer back or not. We're not going to do that yet. Oh, yes, we were going to go to the White Marches, weren't we? Yep. Looks like we're in Dyrford.
8 row. Welcome
Hi,
to my channel.
welcome, guys.
Pramarat.
Welcome, everyone.
Welcome to my
Glad
channel.
you got up with me.
D0NK7. Welcome to my channel.
I'll say again
Welcome to my channel.
I'll say again since a lot of you weren't in here, I just got my computer back this afternoon from the computer repair shop. They had a hard time figuring out what it was. It turns out it was the cable that was hooking my graphic card into the motherboard. Something very strange that I hadn't have thought of either. Let's go to the White Marches. Go fight some ogres first thing. And I'm not setting it down. If we need to, we can change the game difficulty level.
The White March rises up in the distance, stretching to the north and south as far as the eye can see. It beckons to you with peaks like broken fingers. The road thins to a tattered ribbon, and the shadow of the mountains
Rockin _
underscore.
Welcome to my channel.
Welcome.
Lonely _
and turns
Welcome
the
to
ground
my
beneath
channel.
you to ice.
Tarsai.
You press on.
Welcome to my channel.
The air grows thin, and the treacherous mountain passes funnel screeching winds past your ears. A blizzard forces you to make camp for 3 days, huddling for safety while snow piles around your refuge. At last the weather clears, and you approach Stalwart under a crisp blue sky. There's a noise, high and sharp, coming from the village that sounds at first like another frozen gale. But when you top the rise and reach the village's wooden gates, you see what lies beyond them.
Very cool. Okay, for those of you who have never been on my channel before, I am not a first-person shooter player. I'm a role player, okay? I do try to give you a little bit of voice acting in my streams, just for your entertainment, of course. So, let us...
It's Darthier with a whole pack
00 _ Ava.
We can take
Welcome
these
to my
bastards.
channel.
Hi, welcome.
Mayu. Welcome to my channel.
Welcome, everyone. Wow, we have a lot of messages here. We're never going to get that guy. That guy's trying to escape from our dungeon. Welcome, everyone.
Sideslick PEAK.
Cool. Hope everyone's doing great, by the way. I'm a little, like I said, I just got the computer back from the repair shop. We got it hooked up and I'm streaming for you. I owe you streams. I certainly do. And I apologize. It wasn't a lot I could do. I needed to get it fixed. So, what shall we build next? While the exciting battle music plays in the background, distracting me horrifyingly. As I've said, if you've never been here with me before, I am not a first-person shooter player. I am a role-play gamer. Okay? Let's focus. We were focused before, but man, that just kicked our asses, our butts, didn't it? Sorry. What I like is that when you move from one battle to the other, they are giving you your points back. So, my friends used to tell me I'm too quiet when I stream, but today that is obviously not the case. This won't take much. Let's get rid of this one. Come on, and then we'll go after this one. Oh, he's a cannoneer. We definitely don't want him. Oh, yes. Oh, clutch. And him. Why they have the wrong weapon sets equipped, I don't know. Because I don't change that. So let's do this. Let's see how this works out then.
Hey.
We don't want to do that because that's a limited spell. You can only use it so many times. So let's go down to some first level spells. We're going to need a brutal amount of spells for this. We see that already. Once per rest, so we don't want to use that yet. I was willing to see what would happen without Adair in our party, but now we were getting ready to get our butts royally kicked. We accidentally, because of him running down, we keyed off a whole nother group. No. Ogre blood. Cool. So, go up this way, see if there's anyone needs help. I don't reckon there is. Okay. Head back over and get ourselves killed.
More of them by the fishery.
What? What? You just ran over there. Who is this? Oh, it's a villager. Like, what? Why is he just running over there? I didn't tell him to do that. Okay. Everyone's going, she's a real control freak. Kind of how the game is. So, and as I said, there will be voice acting later. It's just we have not had the opportunity yet. Okay, look. You know what? Just hit somebody. Sagamol.
You're not getting through. Leave it. Leave.
Okay. And as I said, they are redoing our abilities every time we change groups, as if we are actually changing fights. So we are ignoring the Winter Wolf as the lesser threat. Here we go. So let me turn the part of the reason, by the way, is the game sound is so loud and then I don't hear myself. I apologize. Okay, I'm having a really weird day today. I really am. So, yeah, it was too much to expect that one would be alone, wasn't it? Nah, yeah. Done able. Oh, we're doing the Winter Wolf first? Okay, let's do that.
Leave it to me.
Get it over with. Spew your foul tongue.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
this.
Oh, we can just kill him. Save our spells for the next bit because that bit was quite brutal.
Parathis.
Okay. Come on, come on, come on. Let loose. Okay. So, let's go to the next group down here and we can clean up that group up there afterward. Hi, baby doll. What's up? What's up, sweetheart? Well, I'm in the middle of streaming, sweetheart, okay? It's my rabbit that y'all sometimes see. You can't see her today because the camera is sadly not on. I want to be careful not to hit the villagers if possible. Let's put him back there. Whoa. That thing rather just adjusted itself, didn't it? I would appreciate if someone would write in the stream in case the stream drops out. That would be really helpful, by the way. It should not drop out, but would be, should be, could be. Well, let's lay hands on him. This sounds so kinky. Where's the, who's this? Where's the druid? There he is. Short shit. Get over there. Okay. I shouldn't say that. I'm not that tall myself. Honey, I've got nothing for you to eat. I apologize, but I don't. Now would be a good time to start using up some of these spells that we've been sort of hoarding. Would not be the wrong word, would it? Yeah, baby. Okay, that's pretty good. We're multitasking here, taking down a couple different groups. I agree. They're going to kill us all.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you go and help him. And. Let's get these guys taken care of. Clean this mess up. What are you doing, darling? Always be doing something. Yeah, baby. Why are you two standing there? At least help him. Ah! Why are you... You're supposed to be... What? I feel so confused. Okay. So... Not sure that that's going to be really helpful at this point. Let's do this. And, OT. There we go. I was going to help fight the winter wolf, but my services were also needed over here. This is probably a good time to use this. Seems like it to me, like this would be a good time to use that. Oh, he's on his... Oh, he's confused. Okay.
Need something? Blood makes the grass grow.
So does piss. Okay. I'm just saying, you know. It's an interesting thing to say, but you know. Good. Just kill him. Kill it before it spreads. Now let's give everyone a little bit of time to recover. One of our mistakes from last time. You see, she's getting worn down. I will lose less sleep if I lose her than if I lose Adair, but, you know, hey. Wouldn't like to lose either one, to be honest with you. Okay. This is actually probably a good time to eat. We should have done that before. No comments from the Peanut Gallery. Okay, so don't know if y'all know that one. You might be too young. And he does not have anything.
Hey.
That's okay. Ah, yes, the burning house. Okay. It's been a while since I've played through this one. If I do that, he can't cast any spells, and I will be sad. Bloody hell. Seriously? Actually, if I do it on that wolf, it might not actually take, because hopefully that wolf will be dead by the time the spell is cast. I have a feeling this is just going to be too hard. But let's not be defeatist yet. Where are you, short shit? There you are. Okay, let's do that. Good gad. So what do we have here? Okay, let's cast that. That will cause our enemies to take burning damage over time. Seems highly desirable. Where are you at? Did you take that one down? Okay, so, wow, okay. This is a heck of a battle here. Let's get her taking care of him, and him starting over here. You, Druid. One of the hugest things is I keep trying to keep up with all the people who are getting their butts kicked. So, not that I've done that, and it is wicked even to my own people. As you see, some of these things sort of wiggle, and it's, yeah, it's a little bit disturbing. Let us spread a plague. That's always fun. Oh, shit. And he's gone down again. I need him up over here. I need him out of the way. He's not going to be helpful now. So, what else do you have? What else do you have? Okay. Maggot infestation is always fun. Let's cast that on them. So, this looks like fun. Divine Mark.
I'm ready.
Lavaru beyond.
That was nice. Oh, he belongs to us just for a very short period of time. Come on, come on, kill him, kill him, kill him. Come, hop, hop, kill him, thank you. Okay. Give her a chance. Sheesh. Very brutal here. Okay, I'm letting him sit out the rest of the fight because it seems like a good idea. Oh. Okay, so apparently someone wrote a message in the chat that's been blocked. I don't have time to check and see why. Okay. Y'all be mindful of your language and different things like that because the chat will block your messages. Which is kind of stupid because I have a mouth like a marine, as I've said. Oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Excellent. We lost Adair the first try, didn't we? You're the one Renengild sent for. She'll want to speak with you. Her house is just up the way next to Gref's Rest. The messenger pants, waving smoke away from his face. We gained a major positive for Stalwart. Okay, there's... Yeah. Oh, bloody hell. He's going to have to do something, though. I don't think we can do anything for him. She also has a high athletics skill. So maybe we can use her. I usually use Adair for that. The roof of this hut is almost entirely enveloped in flames, lighting the snow in stark orange hues. Several beams have been reduced to ember-dotted husks. So, through the hut's threshold, you can see only billowing smoke. Fire roars as it climbs the timbers. The air feels thick and hot, and the building is a maze of flame. Withstanding the smoke and navigating the fire will be a challenge. Let's send the paladin. Pelagina leaps over the burning threshold, plunging out of sight behind a wall of smoke. Hopefully she took those feathers off. Inside the house, fire has pitted the walls and beams, and a thick haze rolls through the building. It is hard to see even a few feet ahead, save for the occasional glimpse of glowing embers. So she needs to continue forward. The air is thick with acrid black smoke. The smoke leaves Pelagina coughing and fatigued. Pelagina moves onward through a haze of heat and soot. The hut groans and shifts as the blaze grows. Above, a beam begins to sag, threatening to crash down into the corridor. From just ahead comes the faint sounds of a voice calling for help. So, let's try to prop the beam with another log. Looking around, Pelagina notices a piece of fallen timber that seems just tall enough to work. Pelagina heaves it up and sets it against the sagging beam. The makeshift prop holds for the moment, allowing safe passage. The smoke has gotten thick. Pelagina begins coughing, but is able to press on. Pressing forward, Pelagina comes at last to a wider room. To the left is a man, the source of the faint cries for help. He stands trapped behind a curtain of flames, arms raised to ward off the heat. It may be impossible to reach him without quenching the fires first. To the right, a woman lies unconscious beneath what appears to have once been the roof. She's small, but the rubble trapping her looks heavy. Smoke winds its way up and out into the open air, obscuring all sight from the outside. Let me read this again. Arms raised, impossible to reach him without quenching the fires. Okay, so first let's examine to the left. Help, please help me here. A man dressed in a haphazard armor of a local guard stands trapped at one side of the house. Fire has worked its way across the floorboards, blocking all escape. Let's try to help the woman. I don't mean to be rude, but he's a guard. So she approaches the other victim. The smoke has gotten thick. Pelagina begins coughing, but is able to press on. The woman is trapped beneath a considerable amount of rubble, including a heavy crossbeam. A purpling bruise on her temple suggests that she was struck by the debris. Let's use a pry bar to clean the rubble. Pelagina sets the pry bar against a section of the crossbeam and, using every ounce of her strength, strains to lift it clear. After a period of fruitless struggle, the beam finally begins to rise by slow degrees. We've lost a pry bar. With one great and final effort, Pelagina heaves the last of the rubble clear of the woman. Though still unconscious, the woman is free of rubble and can now be moved. So let us carry the woman out. The woman is slight of frame, and carrying her proves easier than freeing her from the rubble. Palagino hoists her carefully onto a shoulder. Can I also help the man? Okay, Palagino approaches the other victim. Flames rise and lick at Palagina. Palagina can keep going, but not for much longer. Palagina hears a shriek of pain. They keep saying her name over and over again. She can see but the faintest outline of the man as he collapses and writhes, engulfed in flames. Behind her, fire and smoke rise in front of the exit. So let's retreat to the exit then. Beset by smoke-clogged air and burning debris, Palagina finds the ordeal taking its toll. Still, she presses on, determined. Keeping a firm hold on the unconscious woman, she turns for the exit. Palagina races past the unsteady beam for a second time. The timbers crash down a scant second after she passes through. They really did overdo it with the names, didn't they? The smoke clouds her vision and makes it difficult to breathe, but she staggers onward. At last, Palagina comes to the door, rushing out of the blaze and into the mountain air.
You saved her.
I don't know who she is. She seemed important. I was sure
Tarsa,
that thing...
welcome to
Hi,
my channel.
welcome. I was sure that thing was coming down and taking your friend with it. The man wipes his brow and stares up at the collapsing house. At least you got Hady out when you did. As for poor Lurgolder, his eyes widen as a section of the roof collapses. He looks away, shaking his head. You look like you could use a drink. Take this over to Hayferrick's and have one on me. He flips you a couple of flat carved bones. I happen to have a lot of bones, so I'm a rich person, right? Okay. So let us hope that the other critters have cleared out. I think they all retreated and went home. That's a hell of a fight, isn't it? So, and this is where we need to be. We're going to have to sleep. We are down. I'm sorry, I'm so loud. I'm not usually this loud. I apologize.
Ogre discovered what passes for cuisine in this place.
Hey, if you're hungry enough.
Oh, Ada, go check on that Orland. Make sure he don't steal nothing.
Holy cow.
Never seen such a bloodbath. Feels like we got half the town's survivors in here, just drinking to forget it.
The dwarf surveys the crowd, his expression sober despite the half-empty flagon by his hand. He shakes his head and looks to you, remembering himself.
But you must be looking for some refreshment after the way you handled them ogres. Or perhaps a room. Say the word and I'll give that shifty little Orland the boot.
Heravius looks at you with bared teeth. Say the word to me, and I'll give this drooling idiot a shredding so vigorous he won't know what hole does what anymore. I'm sorry, what,
Showed up
Orland?
a few days ago. Sticks his nose out of the back room just long enough to empty his chamber pot.
Well, at least he does that. He squints toward the hall as if daring the Orland to show
Up
himself.
to no good, I tell you. I'd like nothing more than to see him gone, but I don't want a ruckus over it.
What makes you so sure he's trouble?
We get our share of lowlifes coming through here. Smugglers,
Oh.
fugitives, kith looking to avoid the sharp eye of the law.
Okay, guys, welcome back. Sorry about that. I just set the output down to fast, low quality, and suddenly you were there. I apologize. You were I don't know when you dropped out even. We're trying to find out why he hates this Orlin who's staying in his back room so badly. So I am going to end up having to tweak the settings because when I did the auto detect, it said the first time 47 bits per second or minute or whatever it is, and the next time it said 5,000 something. So it was completely useless. Okay, we get our fair share of lowlifes coming through here. Smugglers, fugitives, Kith looking to avoid the sharp eye of the law.
Well, he's keeping to himself. Well, honest kids sure don't have cause for it.
Okay, well, I could talk to him.
I'd appreciate it. And I suppose I don't need to remind you that I don't want you to hurt him.
I ain't gonna hurt
I'm
him.
sure you can find a more discreet way of handling the problem.
He gives you a meaningful look. Now, I've got a reputation to maintain, good sir.
Back
But
to warm
before
your hands,
anything...
eh? Look at the top quality bear pelts on every bed. You won't be disappointed.
Well, that sounds nice. Okay. The golden whale sounds quite promising, doesn't it? Lord knows we deserve it. After that fight. Okay, we are getting things settled around here, and as long as the computer don't freeze, well now then, we need to just keep it from dropping, and then we'll be good to go again, won't we? So, let's see what he's a-selling, okay?
Back to warm your hands, eh?
Well,
What can I
now
do for
I'd
you?
like to see what kind of refreshments you got. Aloth leans in and whispers, "Are you sure? I think I saw a fish head floating in the stew pot."
Nothing like a pint to take the chill off.
Okay. Rude much? He doesn't have any food yet. I guess we could click and see what it does. Perception, yeah. No, that we probably don't need that. Bugger me. Okay, we probably don't need that. Let's see. Anything else? Well, now there's the problem. Endurance, intellect, and perception. Actually sounds better than the other one did. Okay. We could unload some of our stuff, of course. Now, I always put it from low to high to see how much things are worth. Just get rid of all the shabby crap right off the bat. OT. So, I'm going to do weird things here today. I am not selling our curtain. I get the awfulest kick out of that thing. I really do. We need some trap accomplishments at some point too. I have not done that. OT. So there's that. Let's do a quick save here, folks. We may not be the best or brightest gamers in the world, but we're not the stupidest ones neither. So where do y'all reckon that Orlin is at? Let's try the open door. Oh no, that's his helper, isn't it? Ah, this looks promising. Yep,
Not to be rude,
that looks furry.
but I'm rather busy. Can't you get another room?
The Orlin turns and glances past you with a quick nervous motion. His ears, shredded and scalloped at the edges, are pressed against his skull. Okay, let me just say he sent me to check on you. He thinks you're up to something.
What? Oh no. No.
He runs his claws through his hair and tugs at his long, ragged ears. I can't imagine why he'd think a thing like that.
Is she there?
What?
Did you see her?
I beg your pardon? He leans around you, peering at the doorway. Well, now you seem pretty nervous about something.
I was a slave in Raid Ceres. I ran away. Made it here. The mountains are usually the best place to lose slavers. Duval is one of the best.
His hands tremble as he picks up his worn tunic. Ah, I see. Well, we're not going to do we don't do passionate as a rule. We don't do cruel as a rule. We try not to do aggressive. We also try not to do benevolent. So let's pick the other one that's left. No, let's just say I see.
I just want to get
Bugger
out of
me.
here. I've scraped together enough money to reach New Haelmar.
We've done a little bit of each here and there, but not too often. New Hamar. That's hardly in him. He stops himself, his eyes wide. I mean, it's lovely. You'll love it.
But the locals talk about a raid Saren party camped west of town.
He worries at the ragged shirt sleeve.
It's got to be Devala. She's been after me since the foothills. I'll pay you if you can get rid of her. I don't care how.
Okay, I'll do it.
Thank you. But be careful. She wouldn't have come alone.
Well, no, it was a party. That's more than one person, clearly. That was, for me, bisschen selbstverständlich. Okay, we don't have any business in the cellar at this point. Some random bard. My cousin likes playing bards. I was quite surprised by that.
Ooh. Still can't feel my fingers. Thought I'd found
Beg your
shelter when I
pardon?
stumbled across this little village. Guessing you did too, huh?
No, I came for another reason. Fura raises a frosty mug to you. Even though the warmth of the hearth reaches you here, her hands are wrapped in wire wool and her ears muffled by a hat. Her face has the taut, wind-beaten look of someone who's recently come from the road.
As much blood as there was in the streets, I'm lucky the ale's still flowing.
She takes a drink, and as she tilts her head back, you see a bruise purpling her jaw and the crimson bloom of scraped knuckles. So what happened
Thought all
to
the
you?
whispers about Durgan's battery were just village superstition. And maybe they are. But I might have been on my guard if I'd listened.
Ghosts don't
I
do
was
that,
part
do
of
they?
an expedition, hunting for relics from Durgan's battery. Picked up a good haul, too.
She takes a slow swallow of her beer.
So it figures that's when the winds pick up and the sky starts dumping snow. We lost sight of the road. Meanwhile, something else found us.
Oops.
Took Liam out before we even realized we were surrounded. And then we see him coming out of the snow. These little four-armed wilder. Lagufoth, they're called.
Bleh. She shakes her head, staring at the embers in the fire pit.
Quick little bastards. Francesca and I held them off as long as we could, but when they filled her full of darts, I turned tail and ran. Found my way here and thanked my luck for escaping the Lagufoth. Then come to find out that this town's got an ogre problem.
So, we do stoic and rational, by the way. Okay, so let's ask her. You can't mean to leave those relics
Don't
behind.
I know it. I need to get those artifacts. Not that I'm in any shape to go after them myself.
Uh-huh.
But I can't afford to return to Defiance Bay without something to show for my expedition.
Keep talking, baby. Apprehension creeps into her expression. She stares into her mug, swirling its contents.
But you've got your own expedition to the battery, don't you?
Huh?
While you're out there, maybe you could look for my goods. Whatever's left of them.
Maybe I'll just keep them. Oh yeah, this is not an evil party. She looks up from her mug,
I'll
hopefully.
give you a cut for anything you bring
I'm gonna
back,
play
of
an
course.
evil character
I
at
ain't
some
asking for
point.
charity. I just can't afford to go home empty-handed.
She brushes her nails along the side of her mug as that anxious look returns. Okay, tell me what it is exactly you're
Like I
looking
said,
for.
We were treasure hunting near Durgan's battery when we were
Maybe
ambushed.
a little bit more specific.
What else do you want to know?
What do you know
Just
about the
that it's
battery?
been locked up tight for 200 years on account of those dwarves having a row.
A row.
Which means that any trinkets from inside fetch a nice price. Sorry, I'm more of a businesswoman than a historian.
Okay, where can I
What's
find your
left of it
caravan?
should be near Durgan's battery. If you stumble across the Lagufoth, you'll know you're close.
And why do you
We
care?
took out several loans to pay for our trip out here. I'm
Ah,
gonna have trouble if I don't pay them back.
fair enough. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Like I said, I am going to start an evil character in this game at some point. And anyone who doesn't play evil characters, I can only tell you it's a great outlet. It can be very hard. It can be very hard to do. Hey there, good timing. You can watch me frownce Byrthwin. Alcohol and sharp objects. This won't end well. Once, Andred, you won once. Okay. What? Oh. Okay. You're playing games. What about the ogre attack? What? We won, didn't we? That is, you won, really. We just lived through it. We're not risking the roads just yet. With the ogres still out there, we're stuck here. Might as well play, right? Yeah, I like that attitude. Not like we lost anybody we know. Andred! Okay, what are you playing? Orland's Head. Andred grins sheepishly. That's what they call it anyhow. Smooth. You pick a target, see? Nose or ears. Nose is worth more, but you've got 2 ears to work with. So you get less points the further out from the target you get. So, for the mouth and eyes, no points if you miss. Sounds boring. I know a game that's much more interesting. It's called Deerwooden's Penis. Andred and Byrthwen exchange a look of concern. Andred looks to you and forces a smile. Fancy a game? Three throws each, and whoever gets the most points by the end of it wins the wager. I'll put down 50 pans if you will. Certainly, let's play. Okay, Andred pulls a throwing knife from his belt, turning it over in his hands. He even looks like an Orland. Wager's 50 pans. You in? I'm in. So, good man. I'll go first, just to show you how it's done. And we are playing a male here, guys. So, Andred aims carefully and throws his blade. Hits the mouth, scoring 5. It's so gross. Andred walks up and retrieves his knife. It's your turn. Oh, let's aim for the nose. The knife hits the fur, scoring 2. Bugger me. Andred aims carefully and throws his blade. The knife hits the mouth, scoring 5. Sagamol. Andred walks up to retrieve the knife. It's your turn. I am so far behind. Okay, so I was aiming for the nose, and I hit way up top. Maybe if I aim for the ears, I'll hit the nose? You suck. The knife hits the ear, scoring 7. Okay. Andred aims carefully and throws his blade. The knife hits the fur, scoring 2. Andred walks up and retrieves the knife. Your turn. Let's aim for the ears again. Yes! Yeah, baby. That puts us ahead, I think. The knife hits the ear, scoring 7. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah. That's 16 for you and 12 for me. Not bad, stranger. Looks like you win this one. I'm afraid if we'd have kept aiming for the nose, we might never have hit anything sensible. Here's your prize. Guess I ought to get in some practice. Well, I don't know. He's pretty good. You hit the mouth that many times or twice in a row. You're not too bad. So that was fun. Let's see who she is anyhow. This gal we saved.
I'm so glad you came by. I hoped I'd have the chance to thank you properly. They told me what happened. God's bless you, sir. I owe you my life.
Couldn't you get a real
I
southerner?
know it was foolish of me to run in there. But this ring is all that I have of my family.
And I wasn't thinking. Okay, so what's so special about the ring?
Sentiment, mostly. When he first settled here, my grandfather had a ring fashioned from the first batch of ore he excavated.
Well, she might actually be from Missouri.
It was supposed to commemorate his fresh start. He passed it on to his daughter, and my mother gave it to me in turn.
Cool. How are you holding up?
I'm managing. Fenway's letting me stay with her until I'm back on my feet. Everyone's been lovely, really. It was hard seeing what's left of the house. But Raybald says he's going to see a hut raised for me soon as they get the logs.
Do you know the filler doesn't fare so well when you save him and she dies? He's a fair bit more attached to her than what she was apparently, or is apparently, to him. Now we need to go see the mayor of the town, which is only right when you show up in a village.
Been looking everywhere for you.
Have you? One of these two is quite naughty. Let's talk to them both, find out which one's
Figured
which.
you'd be out of here in a flash after the fighting died down. Most people don't stick around after they figure out the ogres are making regular visits.
We all know.
I would have helped fight them monsters off, you know, if I didn't think I'd just get in the way. And with you there to handle things, everything turned out well enough, didn't it? Don't see why Havrick's still sour at me.
Okay, he's the one who wants us to
Oh,
steal this
Havrick's
guy's
the innkeeper
wine.
over at the Grave's Rest. I may have been hiding in the inn when the fighting started. The raid didn't improve his disposition any. Did you know he has a whole case of Fenland liquor in there? I keep offering to buy it off him, but he says he's saving it up for when the battery's open again. As if we're gonna last that long.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna do that.
Anyhow,
I'm gonna do
he
that.
said he'd thrash me up and down the mountain if I didn't leave him be.
Okay, so it seems reasonable to me to save it for a special
It's
occasion.
delusional is what it is. Point of fact, what with you dealing with ogres and everything, maybe you'd, you know, be willing to help me out.
No. Oh, bravo, subtle indeed.
Havrick keeps all the good stock in the inn cellar. Out of sight, you see.
No.
I mean, it's bound to be under lock and key, but
No.
I'm sure he wouldn't miss a single bottle. Not with everything that's going on.
What does stealing wine for you have to do with fighting
Well,
ogres?
Havrick can be a little intimidating when it comes to his beverages. But otherwise, not much, I guess.
Not interested.
Sure, all right. But if you happen to come across some, maybe you'll let me know?
Yeah, okay. The man is sweating despite the cold. He opens his mouth to speak, but all that comes out is a loud hacking cough. Ooh, we back away. we pull out our face masks and put them on. He bends forward, bracing his hands on his thighs while he heaves and gasps. After a lengthy duration, he raises a finger, still panting. All Herrick's fault. Hefferic's fault. Damn fool sent me. Other side of the town looking for you. At last he's standing again. He's got asthma. Somebody needs to see about that. He wipes his dripping brow with the back of his hand and then offers that hand to you in greeting. Yeah, that number 2 is really tempting, but it's gross. You know, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm going to tell him to please keep the hand to himself. Oh, what the hell? We got a good immune system. Shake his hand. Pleasure to meet you. I'm the captain of militia around here. Okay, well, it's nice to meet you as well. I wanted to catch you before you went running off into the wilds. See, there's a few dangerous folk here you might be on the lookout for. Plus, if you're heading out to Longwatch Falls, I thought you could pick up a thermal pearl for me. He looks away. At least somebody's got our dialect proper. He looks away and twists the toe of his boot into the snow. Okay. What? You want me to find you a thermal pearl? That's the thing. I already found it. I just need someone else to go and get it. How'd he find it? Okay. Saw it in the hot springs up near Longwatch Falls. Would have grabbed it myself, but then that's when I looked around and saw the Lagufeif must have been 50 of them. Yeah. So he spreads his arms wide, like you caught a fish that big. I would have fought, but I started to wonder what the rest of Stalwart would do without me. So I ran. For the sake of the village, of course. What's a thermal pearl? They form in hot springs. Something to do with all the minerals in the water. Okay. Smell kind of funny, but they're full of minerals. Just have to crumble them into a pint. He grins, and you notice that his gums are bleeding. It's probably all the minerals in his beer. So what are you talking about? Just trying to keep my teeth as long as I can. This game and fish diet ain't easy on anybody. Okay. Like I said, the pearls in one of the thermal pools near Longwatch Falls. Shouldn't be hard to spot. Okay, tell me about this Longwatch Falls. Now, it's east of Stalwart. Got some nice views of the valley, but most folk avoid it these days. Plenty of wilder nearby, and it only takes a few inches of snow to block the pass. If you're heading that way, I'd suggest talking to Thirsik. He might have something to help you deal with the Lagufaith. Okay? You said something about dangerous folk? I guess y'all dropped out for a second, didn't you? But that's kind of weird. When I watch it, I'll be looking out for that. We get our share of crazies out here. Most of them aren't even from the village. He laughs at his own joke. Latest group. Okay, so now we're just dropping and coming back and dropping and coming back. Just a second, folks. Let me see if I can do anything for this. Because this is not the way we want to stream, is it? So that's the streaming. This is the recording, and the recording ought not to affect the streaming. Okay, so let's see if we can get stabilized with that. Okay, latest group I'd heard of were the Gleaming Society and the Sisterhood of the Slaked Skull. But Reginald set aside some bounty money to see that these troublemakers were taken care of. You bring me the heads of their leaders, and now I'll give you payment. Tell me about the Gleaming Society. Crazy pack of radicals that wants to topple governments and kill the wealthy. Makes the wars of defiance look like a food fight. Duke Avar and the regent of Radceres both declared them illegal, which is probably the only thing those two would agree on. Or would have, before all that murder and mayhem in Defiance Bay. He frowns, scratching the back of his neck. Anyway, check Long Watch Falls to the east. That's where they were last seen. Okay, so who leads the Sisterhood of the Slaked Skull? What a strange name. That'll be Metzla. All of the members of the Sisterhood worship Baroff. I'm with him so far. By sending as many folk back to the wheel as they can. I'm sorry, I don't see where the problem is. He shivers. I really need to play an evil character in this. They've been poking around Durgan's battery, and Whale only knows why. But you can understand why no one around here was pleased to hear about it. Passed through town recently, didn't stay long, but they stopped at the Temple of Andra. You might see if Lofta knows something. If you come across them, be careful. They're unpredictable. So, we don't need anything else with him. Quick save real quick. That's why it's called quick save. What?
You destroyed the stockade, Mother. It's...
Enough. They're gone.
She holds up a hand which is missing the final joint of the ring finger, but it's her voice, sharp and steely, that silences the young man. As she glowers at his toes, she turns to you with dark circles under her eyes and a smile pulled taut across her thin lips.
The deliverer of Cadnua. Thank you for making the journey. Abidan knows it's a long one. Well, I'm sure you wagered on a more civilized welcome. Still, we're much obliged for your capable intervention.
She shoots the young man a brief but stern glare.
Warhorse Andra. Welcome to my channel.
Hi, welcome. He pulls a knife from his belt and an apple from his pocket and sets to work. By the way, those of you who are not following me yet, go follow me and Kick, Twitch,
Restream
or YouTube.
Welcome to my channel.
Whichever.
Restream bud. Said. Kick. Warhorse Indra. I see someone is back at it.
By the way, I'll tell you all again, I had my computer in the repair shop. Okay? You remember it was locking up constantly and being stupid. It's been doing off and on and getting worse for 9 months, and it wasn't even usable anymore. They had it for almost a week and a half. It took a long time to figure out what was wrong with it. It turns out it was the little cable, the ribbon that hooks the graphic card to the motherboard, and so they had to just hook my graphic card directly to the motherboard. Had I known that was a problem, I could have done that myself, but I couldn't figure out what the problem was, and they did. So bully to them. I just got this back this afternoon and decided to stream for y'all immediately. As you see, my camera's not on. It will be on again tomorrow. Everything had to be completely recalibrated. I'll deal with that one tomorrow. So welcome everyone to my stream. Hope you're doing great. As I was saying, subscribe, follow me, turn on your notifications. I'm bound to be doing something that's going to interest you. So we are in the White Marches in Pillars of Eternity. He pulls a knife from his belt and an apple from his pocket and sets to work. Okay, there's a job that needs doing. That's what I'm here for. Let's pick that one.
Then far be it from me to waste your time with idle chatter.
Thank you. She folds the map in her hand and
Warhorse Indra, I hope you're doing well today.
I'm a little tired, but I'm doing a lot better. You know, if you're a gamer like me and you've had computers, I've had just even computers, not even gaming systems, talking about my gaming systems, but computers since 1986. Being without your computer is a traumatic thing. I hope you're doing wonderfully. So, she folds the map in her hand with a quick and merciless pinch.
Stalwart isn't much more than a grease stain on a map. What roads we've got in the White March are basically tracks in the snow. And for every trader or adventurer that comes through, 3 of our own leave for good.
Oh, bugger.
But it weren't always so. There was a time when kings and queens sent their firstborn to these mountains, when the White March was the envy of empires.
Her eyes shine, and for an instant, she looks like a much younger woman. How the mighty have fallen. So let's pick number 3. We rarely pick passionate ones. What an era that must have been for the White March.
The Pargrin dwarves transformed the White March once. We could bring some of that greatness back to Stalwart. But we need the White Forge.
She raises the map and taps a spot in the middle of a white and gray expanse. So we do know of it, so...
Then you'll know that no one's felt as much as a summery breeze from the White Forge for over 200 years.
She smooths the creased map.
I'm hoping you can do something about that.
She ignores the young man who shakes his head at the crackling logs. Okay, so me work a forge. I've never done anything like that.
I'm not asking you to work the White Forge. I want you to find it.
Oh,
We've been trying to breach Durgan's battery for over a year now. Problem is, the other expeditions can't so much as dent the front door.
Maybe we don't go in through the front door. She rubs at her fatigue-shadowed eyes. Okay, now tell me... Well, first, why the sudden interest in the White Forge?
We're an old mining town. Or we were until the Adirans pulled out and left us with a half-dug mine shaft and something resembling an inn.
She thumps the sturdy wooden wall with her
Restream
fist.
Since then, it's been a steady decline.
Warhorse Indra
You've seen
can't think
roads.
of a better time to
There's
try
much we can
something.
produce that the Valians can't ship cheaper.
So, I'd be honest, if it were me, I would go try to work the forge. Why not? I'd mess up a lot of stuff in the process, but maybe I'd learn something. So, it is what we do.
But the White Forge... Well, if we could fire it up again and start producing Durgan steel, or something close to it, wouldn't matter if we're in the White March or the Living Lands. Business would come.
She folds her arms and gives you a stiff nod. The young man says nothing, but he tosses a sliver of the apple peel into the fireplace. So tell me about these other
A dozen different
expeditions.
groups have come through at our request, and several more besides.
Oh,
Been hoping that one of them could clear the way through Durgan's battery.
so we weren't her first choice.
But young or old, green or seasoned, it don't seem to matter. They cast their spells, chisel at the door, and search the grounds until they've worn new treads into the old stone. The lucky ones eventually go home. Plenty more find themselves on the wrong side of a blizzard, or an ogre raiding party.
Okay, and that's why you need my
That's the
help.
long and short of it. We're laborers and fisherfolk, not adventurers. But Durgan steel could put Stalwart on the map again. Open up the mines, bring in new business. We just need the White Forge.
She thumps the desk with her fist. Does she realize I didn't start out as an adventurer either? I was simply taking advantage of the offer of land in the Dyrford. Think about that. That's how our characters always start out in this game. They don't start out as adventurers. Well, they don't necessarily. Some do. So, why is Durgan steel
Because
so
you
special?
can shave stone with it,
Ooh.
cleave cast iron in two, and the stuff's as rare as it is remarkable.
In her enthusiasm, Renegade shifts on the balls of her feet. She props one bent arm on the other, pointing distractedly toward the eaves of the house. Steel is steel. It might be light, and it might take the edge well, but per Complanca, the legends. No, Complaca, the legends grow with each passing year.
If we could make something even half as good, we'd have a market at our doorstep and work enough for all of Stalwart.
For a split second, her gaze flickers to Uldric. Okay, how is it that nobody's gotten in yet?
Where should I start? Ogres, blizzards, or sheer damned inaccessibility?
Oh, she ticks the items off on her fingers.
It ain't for lack of trying, I'll tell you that much.
Oh.
Got untold riches in Durgan steel lying just inside. And never mind the White Forge itself. The Adirans who first settled Stalwart tried to crack it. So did the Valians, and every other cocky adventurer with more metal than sense.
A different kind of metal, as you notice. She folds her arms, shaking her head at the pitted floorboard.
But the place has a funny way of sealing itself up. Front door stays shut. The tower entrances are clogged with rubble. And it's been impossible to blast a way in.
Renegade trails off, and for a moment the room is silent, but for the popping and cracking of the fire. Okay, so what happened to
It don't
the
bear
battery?
dwelling on. There's too many superstitions about that place as it is.
She waves her mangled hand in
Wise
a
bot.
broad crescent,
Said.
averting her gaze.
2 viewers.
Killed
minus
each other
1.
off.
Alarm
Or
clock
so
1
the old
hour
books say.
22 minutes and 47 seconds.
Okay, he glares at Renegade through hooded eyes.
Plenty of tales to go around, but none of them open the battery. And the last thing people need is another reason to fear the place. Whatever it was, the other Pargrin dwarven settlements in the White March, Bone Picker, the Hawk, and the rest, emptied out not long after, moved to gentler, greener lands.
Had the right idea, if you ask me.
Tell me about the
Pargrin's a
dwarves.
word in their language. Means traveler.
Oh,
They've been wanderers for generations, but I couldn't tell you much more.
alrighty. So, good steel. Let's just pick this one. I don't see why you need the White
Finally,
Forge to make
someone
good
talking
steel.
sense.
He raises his knife and half-peeled apple to the fire in a dramatic gesture of exasperation.
Durgan steel wasn't just good. It was some of the best. We need the best if we're going to keep Stalwart alive.
She glares at Uldric, even while she speaks to you.
No one alive today has seen the White Forge, but the old stories tell that it was powerful, glowed white-hot, and gave off a steady, even heat, unlike any other furnace. Let better-schooled folk puzzle over how the thing was built. I just want to see it put to use.
All right, any
The
idea where I
battery's up
should
the
begin?
mountain to the north, a good hike away.
She jerks her head in the direction of the slope behind the house.
Near Galvino's place, huh?
Uldric says in a breezy tone, but Renegade falls suddenly silent, consternation hardening the lines on her face. He smiles and draws his knife across the apple again.
So it is. Though I was going to suggest dealing with that ogre camp before anything.
She compresses her thin lips into a frown. Okay, who's Galvino?
Mestre Galvino, as the old crosspatch prefers it. Lives by himself and keeps the wilder and beasts at bay through sheer foulness of his temper.
I like him already.
She means to say he's a skilled smith and animancer, who's lived in the shadow of Durgan's battery for over a decade.
Oh, maybe he knows something. Well, a decade's not really a very long time, is it? After 200 years. He looks over his shoulder at you and Renegade. And by Animancy's flimsy standards, that makes him an expert, does it? He folds his arms.
And he butters his bread on both sides and fits his left shoe before his right. But that's neither here nor there.
She crosses her arms and crumples the page in one tightening fist. Okay, seems odd that he lives out in the wilderness by himself.
Not doing much worse than any of us.
Uldric speaks to you, but his eyes are fixed on Renegade in sullen mischief.
Huh. He wore out his welcome in Stalwart. He's better off with ogres and Lagufoth as his neighbors now.
Okay, what happened to him?
Old lunatic finally went too far. And we sent word to the Valiant Academies. I don't like speaking on it, but if you want to get his guff, just remind him that we gave him the boot.
Oh, okay.
Ain't nobody here fond of the man, but he's a clever hand and a quick study. It's a fool who thinks he stayed so close to the battery without figuring something about it.
You said as much to the last party, and we haven't seen hide nor hair of him since. Maybe they didn't run afoul of Baragon's ogres after all.
She raises a gray eyebrow at him. Uldric shrugs and turns back to the fire.
Just watch your step. Galvino's place is a ways east of the battery, and folk who pass it bring unsettling tales.
Okay, tell me about this ogre camp.
Belongs to Flames That Whisper, Matron Baragon's clan. Hunters tell me they've been active of late.
Hunting elk and otherwise minding their own damn business.
He pops an apple wedge into his mouth and chews it aggressively.
Minding their own business. Never mind the latest expedition's disappearance, or the broken stockade.
She pinches the bridge of her nose, squinting.
I'm saying we shouldn't agitate him further.
He makes to toss another slice of peel into the fire, but he fumbles and drops his knife. He bends to pick it up, cursing. What does this matron have to do with anything? All of the rest of them are aggressive, benevolent, or cruel. So let's pick
The
that
brawl
one.
outside was just the latest patch of trouble.
Okay.
The ogre clans are getting bolder, and we'll all sleep easier knowing they aren't circling our walls. Also, Baragons like to have whatever the last expedition found. Rumor has it they disappeared near her turf.
Interesting. She crosses her arms and looks over to Uldric.
Killing a matron will only make our problems worse. The way to approach Baragon is with your hands held high.
Or held out, open out in front of you.
If anyone could parley with an ogre, I suppose it'd be you.
Yeah.
But they aren't known for their patience with prattle.
Okay,
Good.
I gotcha.
Before you leave town, stop by the Grave's Rest. Most visitors to Stalwart spend some time there, so Hafric and his patrons may be able to give you the lay of the land.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm parched all of a sudden. Okay, well, let's get going then. So, we've streamed for 2 hours. It's been just over an hour and a half tonight. And that was what I was actually aiming to do for this evening. We will be doing our weekend streams. Okay, y'all? And we will be back to our regular streaming schedule as well. I may end up throwing some extra ones in during the week, make up for the ones I missed because my computer was being repaired. Not that I could really do a whole lot about it, but it wasn't your fault neither. So, okay, we're gonna go ahead and end this here. I want to thank everyone for coming, stopping by. Appreciate it very much. Y'all come back again too. My schedule is posted in Twitch. For Kick, I need to write that. I'm gonna write my schedule in my introduction so that people can see it there. Because I really want to build my Kick up to something, to be honest with you.
Kick.
Oh, thank
Horse
you.
Indra, this was a fun time as always.
Thank you. Next time we're gonna get ourselves together and we'll go probably visit Galvino up in the north and see what's going on up there. Because if memory serves, we can get a really good thief. I'm so glad you had fun, and I know you're gonna enjoy these streams this weekend. That's when I dress up in garb and we play Tyranny. We're helping the Tearsmen to win their freedom from the invading armies. So that'll be fun. Y'all take care. You have a wonderful day or evening, whatever time it is in your day-night cycle. And I will see you when I see you.